Hey there, Shrine Runners! Hello, and welcome to the Fox Shrine. I'm Araxis, your host, and tonight we're gonna be playing some more of the Great Ace Attorney. How's everyone going? Hey there, Kuro, welcome. Hope you're doing okay. Just finished having some quiche for dinner, which was quite nice. Do like me a good quiche, actually. I feel like some people rate pies more highly than quiches, and I would say that, well, they're not necessarily wrong, but they're not right either. It all depends on what you like. Both pies and quiches are very nice. Oh, you had some sausage with black pepper, huh? Okay. Honestly, black pepper is something that does go quite nicely with sausage. Um, Recently I had what was it, like a risotto that had sausage with it. Um, and that was surprisingly good. Like I wasn't sure how that would sort of go together with it. But yeah, that was I do recommend. The quiche that I had, it was bacon, chicken, and spinach. It's very nice. Anyway, I think that it is time for us to get in some more crazy legal shenanigans. Although we're still at the investigation phase. There isn't actually a case right now, but we were definitely sort of getting into more of what happened in that third case. So hopefully we might be able to sort of wrap things up with whatever was sort of going on there. Because there's some interesting stuff going on, and it will. I'm not quite sure where it is leading, but that's the thrill of discovery. Am I right? Okay, let's get into it, shall we? Okay. Now, as always, do let me know if there are any issues. Let me get my controller and make sure it's not tangled up in any cables. Because that would be horrible, wouldn't it? Okay. Yeah, we're at the pawnbroker. No one's actually died yet. Unless you count Magnus, which was a few months ago now. Well, well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear in these circumstances. Alright, Eggs Benedict. Mr. Shawns, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind. Pray tell, Miss Susato. He does. He's also probably quite villainous. Uh, well, according to what Mr. Windybank told us earlier, today was the final day on which the coat could have been redeemed, was it not? Yes, ma'am, that is correct. Today would be precisely 2 months since it was first deposited, eh? Today is 15th of April, so 2 months ago today. I mean, there's definitely some good villains who lack style. Would you say, possibly a bad example, but what about the villains in Mad Max? They've certainly got a style going about them, but it's not what we would call style. And yeah, absolutely. We have to see if he starts monologuing first and does the evil voice before we can truly tell if he is a villain. Also, hey, Tendagorius. Hope you're doing all right. Would have been 15th of February, sir. That's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger, eh? Deposited at 10:30 p.m., I see. 10:30 p.m. Geez, you're open really late. Indeed it is. I try to make sure it's always a good time here. But damn, sir, you're open at all hours, are you? And all by yourself? Geez, you must live here. Actually, maybe you do. Close your damn shop. What? But that suggests. Yes, 15th February is precisely the day on which the omnibus murder took place. And 10:30 in the evening is precisely the time at which the terrible events were unfolding. So he wasn't there if he was putting in the jacket. Oh boy. Suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence. What do you got to say about that, Eggs? You are, of course, at liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose. However... Oh, shit. I must insist you hand over the music box disc now. Oh boy. Benedict Exabatch is about to shoot us. It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in a box. What do I do? I've got a sword! And everyone knows sword beats gun. That's how it works in a Library of Ruiner, right? Absolutely not. There are some things a man must protect at all costs. And for some things, that is music. This may well be one of those things. Then again, it may not. While he was being dapper, I was studying the blade. I think that might have been my friend who sadly died without having ever drawn his sword in anger. Oh, Mr. Windybank! This is my shop, eh? I can't allow any harm to come to my customers. Oof, if that were to happen, I should have to take my own life. Mr. Windybank, no! Pointed at Eggs Benedict, not yourself. Alright, that's enough. Ah, Inspector Gregson! Ah, good old London Bobby's here to rescue us. Inspector? That's right, Sunshine. Alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. Ah, silent alarm, excellent. But we got here as fast as we could. Now, what's all this about, eh? Oh, praise be. You're here at last, eh? I'll have to give you some Tim Hortons on the way out. I was moments away from forfeiting my own life in my very own establishment. It would seem you have the upper hand. Right. You lot have got some explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy, especially in the middle of me fish and chips. This thing ain't getting any warmer. He's been a top chap so far. I like him. Petty? Mr. Windybank very nearly met with his end. Yeah. By his own gun, as far as I can tell. Oh, dear. You don't kill me, I kill me. The whole of Britain could meet with its end if I don't get to the bottom of this case I'm supposed to be working on. What? What on earth is the case, Inspector? Spare no detail, Gregson. I might have said a little bit too much. No matter, it's nothing to do with you lot. Anyway, sir, you're gonna have to come with me down to the station, answer a few questions. But of course, Inspector. Ah! He's getting away! Get after him, lads! Whistle the beat officer too. Sir! He just pirouetted out of here like a ballerina. He's one of them dancing villains, is it? He's always eating the fish and chips, Gov. There's been a spate of thefts at pawn shops around here recently. So we've fit emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble. Oh, Inspector. Oh, I was very worried there for a while. Oh, very worried indeed. Now then, Mr. Permanently in Mourning. Oh, me? I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilden's down to the yard. Thank you very much. I could certainly go for some fish and chips myself. It's not exactly a food that travels well versus sort of getting it straight in the shop. And of course, that's only talk about sort of like the like beer battered sort of fish and chips and all that. I don't know. It'd be good to have some like fried fish and chips at home or something. That's a different sort of meal anyway. Just fry it up with some lemon and vinegar. Maybe some tartare sauce. Good old barramundi. God damn it. I just had some quiche and now I want fish and chips. So, hand it over. Oh, yes, of course. Hey, Drago, welcome. Oh, no, you don't. Don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine. I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. As evidence? If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. Meat pie and jellied eel. Well, a meat pie is also an Australian classic, possibly imported from England. Jellied eel, on the other hand, that's not something I've come across, to be honest. I have had eel before, but not in that form. I've had it as unagi, like with sushi. Not the biggest fan, I admit. I can eat it, certainly, but I'd give it a go. Meat pie and jellied eel. It's all yours, Inspector. And so, we handed Mr. McGilden's disc over to Inspector Gregson, and was summarily turfed out of the shop and onto the street. Do you eat it with sauce they call a liquor? That doesn't have anything to do with alcohol. No. Usually we'll have it with like a tomato sauce or something. Parsley-based sauce, huh? Okay. Yeah, usually here you'll have like a meat pie with probably tomato sauce, maybe barbecue sauce. I'll save it over there. Turns out we were really close to the end there anyway. I could have probably continued, but don't want to sort of take risks. No, no, no HP source. I need to look this up now. What's HP source? Give me a look. HP sauce is a brown sauce, tomatoes and tamarind extract. That sounds like it could be a barbecue sauce. Like, it looks like barbecue sauce. It might just be a different name here. Um... Yeah, I feel like it does look like barbecue sauce. I could be wrong. There could be like minor sort of variations or something. Uh, a Worcester-based sauce, huh? Okay. I've never seen HP sauce. No. Hmm. Yeah, the barbecue sauce, Australia. Yeah, barbecue sauce uses like sun-ripened fruits, like honey and a blend of spices. I said that's a certain sort of sauce. I think HP sauce is just referring to a specific brand of sauce here. Although brown sauce and barbecue sauce are two different things. Hmm. I don't know. This might be a topic to explore further at some point. All right, let's continue, sorry. Okay, 15th of April, Baker Street. See? Oh, that's why I ate grown-ups. All they do is feed you a pack of lies and take stuff away from you. Oh, really, Miss Lestrade? Tell me, is that overcoat keeping you warm? She got the coat in the end. What? Oh, my. Surely you were given that? Yeah. Dee let me keep it after I looked daggers at him for long enough. He went through the pockets and then said, "Go on and have it," before telling me to scarper. Always pays off, giving people a look like you ate him. I can't help feeling that I'm gonna get you into serious trouble one day. I really like her design though. I'm pretty sure I've said this already, but I really like the way that they've sort of drawn. Well, they would have drawn her initially for the concept art, but the way she's animated too, like really nicely done. What I really wanted was that nice shiny disc, mind. The music box disc. But Mr. Windybank said it was practically worthless. I think I'm gonna go and have another bash. Give him a long, hard stare. I think not, Miss Lestrade. We shan't enter Windybanks again today. Why not? That's not fair. It can't be helped, I'm afraid. The police are investigating the scene now and taking a statement from Mr. Windybank. But that disc's mine! I had the ticket for this coat and it was in this coat's pocket. And there should be something else and all. That's what that rotten cove said, ain't it? Yes, he did mention something about another article, didn't he? Well then, that's mine too. whatever it is. Now she's really pushing her luck. Miss Lestrade, I think it's time to admit defeat. You've had your haul for the day. Yeah, it's all your fault, Sholmes. So, what are your plans now? Will you dine with us for the evening? Eh? Nani? Iris would be delighted to cook, I am sure. And I might entertain you with a modest violin recital. No, Ta. Oh. Well, why will I come around to your place, eh? Have you lost your head or something? Oh dear, she's gone. Having reviled on me quite unnecessarily, I might add. Well, she might come around. Apparently her and Iris are friends now, so... Going back to sauce for a moment, I don't think I've had too much in the way of Worcester sauce. At the very least, I haven't sort of had it enough to be able to sort of comment particularly on the flavor of it. I'm usually more of a garlic sauce sort of person, aioli, that kind of stuff. I can't help wondering if perhaps she might turn up anyway. Interesting. Once she's had a chance to calm down, I think there's a good chance she'll decide to come. Very well then. I'll inform Iris to set a place for our potential guest at the dinner table this evening. And one more thing. I should be glad of your company later too. Sorry? I believe I will have a rather splendid surprise to show you. Oh, how exciting. What is it? You shall have to wait and see, Miss Susato. Until later, then. That would ruin the surprise. Alright, we've all sort of investigated this place anyway. Well, I haven't mentioned the coppers around here. Nah. Yeah, we're probably all fine. Alright, let's move on. So we can't go in here because Scotland Yard is investigating. Okay, so it says to show up there because we were invited. Let's go here first, see if there's any sort of cutscene beforehand. Oh, it's that rare time where, in this game at least, like normally in all the other sort of Ace Attorney games, like you get to go back to your legal office and sort of ask what you should be doing next. There's sort of like a hint system. You actually haven't seen that a lot here in Great Ace so far. What to do? Can it really be that we've been in Great Britain for 2 months already? Yes. It's gone by in a flash, hasn't it? And what an English gentleman you trailed off there, Susato-san. I'm so sorry. When I thought it through, I realized it's not at all true, actually. I simply don't feel that any Britishness has really rubbed off on you. Nor you, to be honest. Well, that's obviously because... Yes, I know. Without a doubt, it's your kimono. Most certainly stands out. I do adore the attire of English ladies. It's quite delightful. But somehow... I just don't feel ready to abandon my Japanese dress just yet. I wonder how Susato-san would look in Western clothes. That would be interesting to see. But you look great just how you are. That's entirely on you if you wish to get changed or not. Alright, so we can't sort of peek at that, unfortunately. What if we start presenting our armband again? Means a great deal to me. Alright, yeah, we've had this one before. Yeah. Okay, let's head down. Let's go and have dinner, I guess? I think we're having dinner. th April. Oh, 3:46 p.m. Afternoon tea. Sholmes is sweet. Ah, Susie and Bruno. Oh, come in. Good afternoon, Iris. Thank you so much for breakfast this morning. Oh, don't mention it. Oh, goodness. Look at the time already. Busy as always? Oh, I am. I'm preparing everything for dinner this evening. Already? Oh, you're, obviously cooking something special, are you? Everyone really does look quite steampunkish in this. Which makes sense, I guess. Phoenix Wright has always had a bit of a sort of technological bent to it. Like a few very sort of small sort of cyberpunk overtones. Like just look at Godot, for example, with his like Cyclops goggles and all that. And the Phoenix Wright movie also sort of ran with it, with also sort of like digital sort of animations for how they present evidence. And considering steampunk is based on like the attire of steampunk is very sort of Victorian in design, well, it sort of makes sense that you'd have steampunk designs in this. Which I approve of. I do like steampunk. And Godot is definitely quite an interesting character. Whether I would say he's the best character in Phoenix Wright? Who would I say is the best character in Phoenix Wright? I'm a fan of Damon Gant, of all things, from the bonus chapter of the first game. Now, he didn't appear in the original game, but he was sort of added in for the DS version and sort of appears in... I imagine he's in the PC release too. But... the over-the-top way that he sort of is, and like some of the menacing looks that he gives, his dialogue, and he does a neat trick at the end, which I think is really cool, which I won't sort of spoil for people, but yeah, Damon Gant is probably fairly sort of high up. Hey there, Ada, welcome. Who else do I particularly like from Phoenix Wright? I do like Athena Sykes. She's quite nice. I think there was someone named Army from one of the later games as well. I did enjoy her a fair bit. Who else? She's just sort of like a minor sort of a witness character, but I did like that. Yes sir, no sir, from this game actually was quite amusing, if only for the voice. And I do like Lestrade in this one as well. Yeah. Honestly, there's so many characters in Phoenix Wright, it's hard to sort of like pin down a lot of them. And I'm just sort of like going for like more sort of one-off characters there as well, rather than like the main characters. Not that the main characters aren't awesome, because they are. Oh yes! After all, we have a special guest joining us. Guess who it is? Go on. You'll never guess. Look at those eyes of hers shining. Oh dear. It is awkward when you already know the answer, isn't it? It's Skinny! Oh, isn't that exciting? What a surprise! Yes, that's wonderful news. Wow, Iris seems overjoyed at the idea. I can't wait to learn some pickpocketing tips from a real professional. Oh yes, that does sound like fun. Hey there, Senpai, welcome. Thank you for the headpats. I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate. Are you, Mr. Naruhodo? By the way, Iris, what's Mr. Sholmes up to? Nothing wrong with learning pickpocketing tips. You can use the excuse that you're doing it for defense, or that you're using them for magic tricks. Oh, Hurley? Oh, he's been like that ever since we got back. Oh no, he's deep in withdrawal depression again, is he? Hello? Mr. Sholmes? I beg that you won't speak to me. Sorry? I don't know who you are, but kindly take your leave. As you can see, I'm not here. I don't know how to respond to that. I do apologize. When he gets like this, he's completely oblivious to everything. Just need to get him his heroin. Yes, I see. Gotta get him the old Watson concoction. Really? He behaves just like a child sometimes. Hurley does. Mr. Sholmes and Iris have something of a parent and child relationship, don't they? Yeah, with Iris as the parent. Yep. Ryunosuke and I were on the same page here. Come to think of it, I wonder where her real parents are. Oh, jeez, Ryunosuke, you dumbass. He's dead. This is the first case. He's dead. What's the matter, Runo? You have ever such a funny look on your face. Oh, no, it's nothing. Oh, I know what it is. Why does this girl live here with Mr. Sholmes, you're wondering? Am I right? How? How did you... Hehe. Oh, Bruno, I can read you like a book. Ugh, this girl is dangerous. Don't worry, you can ask me anything. I won't mind. He's got his violin here now. Now this really is Mr. Sholmes' faithful performing partner then. The Stradivarius, the Stracky Scar, the Scrapifarius? Nope, no good. It's gone. The Virtuoso's violin that he found in a pawnbroker's and managed to buy for next to nothing. Good old Porky Pig. After all we went through to get it back, he's just cast it aside on that chair. I was looking forward to hearing the beautiful sound it makes when Mr. Sholmes plays it. It does look rather sorry for itself there, doesn't it? Although, at least Wagahaya hasn't attacked it yet, even if his eyes are saying it's only a matter of time. We've already looked at all of this stuff. Chemistry, books, papers, lots of things I've never seen before. Oh, it's got a topple. Yep. Okay, let's have a look at you. So, Mr. Sholmes, what are you so engrossed in? Did you not hear? I am not here! Of course you're not. I cannot think why the whole bed of the ocean is not one solid mass of oysters. So prolific the creatures seem. He won't even turn around and look at me. It's best just to leave him alone when he's in one of his moods like this. Yes, I can see that. Ah, he's in his stoned mood right now. He's thinking of profoundly weird and philosophical questions and wondering why the world is not so. Baked Sholmes, I guess. Alright. Here's my armband, by the way. Would you mind if I showed you this, Iris? It's just a boring old thing, really, but... Oh! I don't really like boring things. Ah. It looks like Japanese modesty is easily misinterpreted by young Western children. I mean, does like boring things. No one wants to be shown something boring. I come to think of it, you're always introducing things with, this is boring, but it's a bad habit. You should stop it. I'll be sure to let the entire population of the Empire of Japan know that on my return. Alright, let's have a chat with dear old Iris Watson here, shall we? By Guinea, you mean Miss Lestrade, the young woman from the McGilded case 2 months ago, right? Yes, who also stole my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Although, after that trial, I invited her back here and we had dinner together. And now, we're the best of friends. Oh, what a lovely tale. Yes, now if I bump into her on the street, she runs away as fast as she can. Oh. And I chase after her down the back alleys. Well, that's an interesting idea of friendship. So you just kidnap her and bring her back here, do you? And then I let her have the latest color of smoke grenade I've developed. Oh. There are so many beautiful colors in the world. Guinea wants me to make a whole rainbow. I suppose this means you've let Miss Lestrade keep the smoke grenade launcher, have you? Yes, that's right. I'm not bored of it anyway. Hurley always reacts the same way when I shoot him with it now. Poor Hurley. Oh, I can't wait for Guinea to arrive. It's been too long since she last came over. I'm so excited. I just hope she does actually come. How's life living with an overgrown man-child? I'm sure you've been wondering, why does I live here with Hurley, haven't you? Well, it has crossed my mind. That, and where are your real parents? Now, my mummy and daddy aren't with me anymore. Mummy passed away when I was born, and at around the same time, my father, well, he had to go to a faraway land because of one of the cases that he and Hurley were working on. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Did you say he and Hurley? Yes. Daddy and Hurley were always solving mysterious cases together. She didn't mention that before. He wrote them all up in his diaries. That's what's in the metal chest over there. Really? You recorded them all? So, you mean it's true? Mr. Sholmes really did have a partner with whom he tackled some of his most taxing cases? Oh yes. I mean, it's always nice to have one, isn't it? So, Mr. Sholmes's partner was your father? Exactly. Hurley told me I wasn't allowed to look in the chest. But that only made me want to look even more. So, I opened it up and found your father's memoirs. Yes. So I asked Hurley, who wrote these? He nearly fell out of his chair. But then he told me. That's when I found out that the author of all those accounts was my father. So, Iris's father was Mr. Sholmes's partner. I've practically lived with Hurley all my life. Well, I was tiny when he took me in. So it came as quite a shock. When Hurley told me he wasn't really my daddy, I mean... Oh, it must have done. Oh, I wonder why Mr. Sholmes chose to tell you, and at such a young age. Hurley says it's because he wouldn't have been able to hide it from me. Oh? Well, having lived with Hurley all these years, you might say that his ways have rubbed off on me. There are some things I can just see. Especially lies. I almost know when people are lying before they open their mouths sometimes. Right. Anyway, I was so fascinated when I read Daddy's diaries. That's what inspired me to write The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, actually. I'd always assumed that Mr. Sholmes simply told you all those thrilling stories. Oh no, Hurley's hopeless like that. He forgets everything. As soon as he's solved a case, it all but vanishes from his mind. Oh, I see. The other day, it was so embarrassing. As usual, totally forgot about the case he'd just solved. So the very next day, he gathered together all the people involved and proceeded to solve the case again. It was quite a shock for everyone. Oh, you can, say that again. You share your father's surname, don't you, Iris? Oh, that's right, Wilson. Daddy is Dr. John H. Wilson. I learned from his diaries that he's a doctor of medicine, you see. That's what prompted me to study and study so that I could earn a doctorate as well. Iris's father went to some distant land and is a doctor by the name of John H. Wilson. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. That's right. Visiting Professor of Medicine at Imperial Yume University. And the man who, in the most bizarre of circumstances, lost his life just before we left Japan. Miss Susato? Yes? Perhaps we shouldn't pursue this conversation any further at this time. I think that would be for the best. Ah, my dear fellows, how good to see you! Mr. Sholmes. Why ever did you not make your presence known to me before? Well, no matter now. So, how the devil are you? We've been with you for most of the day. Oh, goodness, really? Do tell me, Mr. Sholmes, is your violin unscathed? My violin? Whatever are you talking about, dear madame? Oh, never mind that now. I have something far more interesting to show you. Behold, my dear fellows. Oh, another music box disc. Did you swipe the other one somehow? No, not another disc, Miss Susato. This is the one Gregson demanded we hand over as well, as evidence. Mr. McGilden's disc. Oh, my. Then, what's it doing here? You know, at times, Mr. Naruhodo, I think that though I have an undeniable turn for detection, I may well be even more adept at larceny. Oh no, don't turn into Moriarty, please. Oh, that would be wonderfully exciting. I'd be your pickpocketing assistant. And Bruno could be our go-to lawyer if we ever get caught. Better call Saul! Right. I still need to watch more of that, actually. How was I up to in that? The end of season 3 or so? Possibly the end of season 4? But that's a surprisingly good show, and I need to watch more of that. Plus, Susie has such beautiful handwriting. She could write all of our menacing crime notifications. Oh no, it sounds more like they're turning into Lupin. Arsène Lupin. Is that how you pronounce it? Arsène Lupin. Oh yes, I'd be delighted. I'm just going to pretend this conversation never happened, I think. Okay, so I guess you've got nothing more to say, right? Yeah, okay, cool. And I'm guessing you're not interested in the armband, you're going to charge me, is that right? I must stop you there. Yep, okay, yeah, he's going to charge us £5. Which is fair enough. Okay. Let's have a chat with him about this music box disc. I wonder if you've actually got the player for it. I don't understand. How did that disc come to be in your possession? I thought Inspector Gregson took it back to Scotland Yard. Quite correct. And that sort of uncompromising attitude is precisely why I always carry some of this. That's a bar of caramel, Mr. Sholmes. Did you bribe him with caramel? You're one and only friend in times of loneliness, if I'm not mistaken. If you will humor me, my dear fellows, cast your minds back to when the good detective confiscated the disc. I'll be taking that whatever it is of Mr. Gilded down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh yes, of course. If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. Kurabachi, I don't think you should say that. I think you should not be bribed. Do not do that. Do not be bribed. Do your job properly. It's all yours, Inspector. For the briefest of moments, I had the disc in my hand, did I not? Yes. Yes, you did. But I still don't understand. It was at precisely that moment that I summoned my one and only friend into action. I pressed the disc into a pair of bars, like this. That's amazing. The disc and all the minuscule protrusions have made an image in the caramel of the clock. Even then, even in your personal life, you should avoid being swayed by bribes. Unless it is something that you would have done already. In which case, ask for more. Indeed, this caramel is quite exceptional. I developed it myself, you know. Suitably soft for making impressions, but resistant to melting. The result of a precisely controlled solution. Alright, well, I guess it makes sense that Sholmes would be like Batman, because Batman is like Holmes. Batman's a scientist. How extraordinary. Carrying a pair of these on one's person frequently proves very useful indeed. Take a house key, for example. A simple press, and its unique form is duplicated. I can enter anyone's property at will, and never without high sucrose nourishment. Yes, it sounds illegal. From the image, I was able to create this. I confess that I was most curious to know what manner of music would issue from the disc when played. I'm very curious as well. I'm wondering if it's going to be like a code or something like that. Welcome home, Ada. Hope you're doing well. Do tell us then, Mr. Sholmes. What music does the disc play? Well, unfortunately, I have no idea. No idea? None whatsoever. Are you familiar with the workings of a music box, my dear fellows? No, I'm afraid not. Might have to take it to, like, I was going to say like a CD shop, and then I was going to say record shop, and no, you got to take it to a music disc shop, I guess, and they might be able to identify what music box it is for. Hopefully. Shame we don't have the internet to look things up. Oh goodness, you don't know, Bruno? Inside a music box, there's a special metal piece called a comb. That's what produces the sound. Small protuberances pluck the different teeth of the comb as they rotate past it, making the different notes. The first music boxes to be invented used a rotating cylinder with protuberances on it. I do like the music boxes, to be honest. If you ever get the chance, people, look up are like music box adaptations of modern music. Like you can just find them on YouTube, and people will have sort of like redone like modern music as if it were by a music box, and they actually sound rather beautiful, to be honest. Do give it a look. But over time, a new type of player was produced, which uses discs such as these. With that development, the popularity of music boxes spread far and wide, all around the globe. Now, I honestly never knew about the music box discs. Like, I knew about the tubes, but I didn't know about the discs. Why exactly? Because the discs are easy to produce and can be interchanged to facilitate the playing of different tunes. There are a great many firms in Europe now manufacturing music boxes as a result. It is wonderful to be able to enjoy music, even when no performer is present. But it is the very success of the invention that means we are now presented with an insurmountable problem. What do you mean? As you may imagine, the construction of one firm's music box does not match that of another. And we have no way of knowing in which music box this particular disc was designed to be played. Yes, the problem of there being no universal standard. You see this all the time with different file formats, different software, and all that sort of lovely stuff. There is no universal standard for music discs. There is no resolution to this problem, I'm afraid. It's quite intractable. To be fair, though, in defense of there being no music box standard, the fact that you would want music boxes capable of playing different tones would play a role here. Obviously, the different teeth would play different tunes because, like, different sort of like frequencies and all that. So it would be harder to get a universal standard for music boxes that can play all forms of music, because obviously you're going to have different types of music that might be played better with different sorts of music box designs. Ah, I see. So that's why. Naturally, I tested the disc in those few music boxes I have at my disposal. But as you can hear, to no avail. The results were equally unsatisfactory in this one. So, I am presently engaged in acquiring an example of all the music boxes ever made in Europe. Every single one? That's Hurley for you. Always taking things too far. But, my dear girl, an unsolved riddle is quite repugnant to my constitution. But surely, all the different types in Europe will amount to a huge volume of music boxes, won't it? Yes, that is certainly true. In the worst case, I shall just have to ask you to vacate the attic room. What? I mean, can't you just, like, I'm just imagining this guy on like Amazon or something. Obviously Amazon doesn't exist back then. But music box. Buy every single music box. Okay. Magnus McGilded, let's talk about him. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear again so soon. Yes, it's only been 2 months since that grisly case. Mr. McGilded perished within hours of the trial's conclusion. Was it the curse of the Reaper? No one knows, still now. The omnibus was reduced to a pile of ashes. Not a shred of evidence remained. And with the man's death, the truth about the murder in which he was so intimately involved was buried. Even though we successfully established Mr. McGilded's innocence in the trial... No! No, we did not! The only thing we succeeded in doing was causing a mistrial to happen. The newspapers are still claiming that it remains an unsolved case. Geez, you're just inventing a whole story behind that. It's totally unsolved. The murder of the brickmaker, Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. In the end, the truth of the matter remains a mystery. We still have no idea what really happened that night. And although Mr. McGilded was found not guilty through my defense, I still don't know if that was the right judgment or not. No, I like McGilded as well. I'll say that now. I like McGilded as well because his entire case was just something completely different from all of the other cases in the Ace Attorney games. That one was well done, and like obviously it's gonna like it's building into the main case of Great Ace Attorney, the first game, but yeah, that was stupendous. I loved it. It would appear the case is not yet closed. Well, it's time I started getting things ready for dinner, I think. Ginny will be here before long. Thank you, Iris. Oh, well, you must let me help you then. Of course, Susie. There's plenty to do. I think I shall investigate the condition of my faithful performing partner. Now then, where did I leave it? Let this be a lesson to you, Mr. Sholmes. Never leave anything too precious with the pawnbroker. Yes, you may be right. Oh, that reminds me of something Mr. Windybank said before. He said that he had a manuscript of Iris's in pawn, didn't he? Did he? Yes, he definitely mentioned it. Mr. Sholmes's latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom, were his words, I believe. So, you heard about that, did you? I expect you were as incensed as I was. Oh, yes. The idea of such a wonderful story languishing in Mr. Windybank's storeroom, gathering dust. My dear madame, I'm quite sure I told you already. The pawnbroker's storeroom is the safest place for it. More secure than a bank's vault. And what about your Stradivarius, Pearly? Was that safe and secure? Well, there may have been the occasional mix-up, but that wasn't the pawnbroker's fault, that was my own. Caused by a certain impetuous someone not too far from me now. Do you have any idea how long it took me to write that Baskerville story, Hurley? Oh, it sounds so exciting. The Hound of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it. Ah, what's going on here? Why does it feel like an icy chill just swept through the room? Susie? What did you just say? Dots indeed, Ada. So many dots. You said the Hound of the Baskervilles. But how could you know the full title? Well, that's something about that letter to you earlier, maybe. That's because Miss Susato is such a great fan of all the stories about Mr. Sholmes, of course. Bruno, the Hound of the Baskervilles has never been published. What? When I showed Hurley the manuscript, he told me that I wasn't allowed to publish it yet. I don't understand. That's why he said that he'd keep it safe. Until it was the right time for the story to be made public, you see. So that's why the manuscript is at Windybanks. And yet, how could Susie here know its title? Well, Hurley, what's going on? Ah, what is it, Mr. Sholmes? It would appear our guest has arrived. Miss Lestrade. This was a bad idea. I knew I weren't welcome. I'm going. No, wait! Miss Lestrade! You've all been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Haven't we, Iris? Oh, yes! Just wait there, Guinea. We'll have everything ready in a jiffy. Come along, Susie. Right, of course. It's a pleasure to see you here, Miss Lestrade. Please, make yourself at home. Well, don't stand in the doorway, my dear girl. Come along in. What say you to some metal song? I won't take no for an answer. Hold on. I'm guessing that's the composer, right? Yeah, have I heard any of Mendelssohn's works before? Best known for A Midsummer's Night Dream, Italian Symphony, the Scottish Symphony, St. Paul, Elijah, the Hebrides, Violin Concerto, and the String Octet. Also, Hark the Herald Angels Sing is his. Alright. I probably have heard some of his stuff. I just don't know the names of them. Okay. I have to look some of them up afterwards. Meddlesome it is, then. Kitty! Alright, now protect your violin. That evening, Iris prepared us all a meal that was even more delicious than usual. Mr. Sholmes' violin performance was in no way meddlesome, and Gina, as we came to call her, taught us all how to steal things from one another without being noticed. everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves well into the night. Ah, I wanted more slice of life stuff. Alright, 15th April, 9:34 p.m. Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy. That was a very enjoyable evening, wasn't it? Oh yes, Iris's cooking was truly divine. And I feel as though I can still hear the enchanting strains of Mr. Sholmes' violin even now. Oh, best of all, I bet I could steal the glasses from his lordship's face next time we're in court. Oh no, you're turning into Maya Fey now, aren't you? Naruhodo-san, could I consult with you about something, I wonder? What's the matter, Susato-san? It's about the telegram I received. The one that arrived first thing this morning, I suppose. I've been summoned. What? Summoned? What do you mean? The telegram was from the Lord Chief Justice's office. Lord Strongheart has asked to see me. The Lord Chief Justice? When? Tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. What? And we have to start preparing at once? Oh, no. That won't be necessary, Naruhodo-san. I've been summoned alone. Alone? What on earth for? I have no idea. I suppose I shall find out tomorrow. What's all this about? Alright, considering the Lord Chief Justice is sus as hell, whatever it is, it's making me feel very uneasy. Are you going to get caught up in a crime and we're going to have to defend you in court? Is that what's going to happen? Knock, knock. Oh, who could that be, I wonder? Oh, Tia Nagurius, BOSS. Thank you very much for the 100-bit cheer. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. Oh, good evening, friends. Iris. Hello again. Oh, Gina. Hello. And Gina, too. Yes. Ginny's going to stay with us tonight. She's going to sleep in with me. Isn't that right, Ginny? Well, yeah. How lovely. Let me make a pot of tea. You know, I've learnt so much today. Oh, what in particular? All those things Ginny showed us. Wasn't it wonderful? You mean, all those pickpocketing techniques? We had fun trying them out on each other, didn't we? I think I've awakened a natural talent. I could earn a living from it. You, might be getting ahead of yourself a little there. There are actually pickpockets who do make a talent, like a living off of their talent without actually, like, stealing from people. Like, you turn them into like a sort of like a show, I guess. Like again, so like theater. So, what brings you up to our humble quarters at this late hour? Well, you see, I came to return this. What? Wait, what? What? That's mine. Oh my. However did you? Is that even? It's still in my record though, apparently. I told you, didn't I? I have natural talent for it. Oh, yes, I'd forgotten. Iris literally is a child genius. So anyway, here, you can have it back. Not that I really understand why you wear it, though. Ah, thank you. Alright then, good night. Yes, good night. She reminds me of a gnome, actually. Like, you know, with all the inventions, like her sort of small size, her hairstyle. Like, it just reminds me of like a fantasy gnome, a little bit. She's cute as hell. So this is your office, is it? What do you think, Ginny? I think I wouldn't fancy me chances with a lawyer what lives in a place like this. Yes, me too. Haha. It seems as though Iris here still has something she'd like to talk about. The Hound of the Baskervilles, perhaps? I suppose she probably wants to talk about the manuscript. Yes. I suppose she probably does. Is this... Okay, same conversation. I was wondering if it might be different because she pickpocketed it. Okay. Oh, this is a nice track, though. Are you able to move? Rather late. You oughtn't go out at this hour. Yep, makes sense. Oh, but Gina over there. Oh, Bruno, what are you doing? Look, I'm not going to steal nothing, alright? It's all junk anyway. Charming. Suppose I should engage our guests in conversation, really. So... I want to talk about the manuscript and the Hound of the Baskervilles. What have you got to say? Gina looks very pensive over there. You alright, Gina? Yeah? I was just thinking, that's all. I wouldn't fancy any chances with a warrior what lives in a place like this. Yes, you did mention that already. Get off, did I? Well, nothing else really springs to mind, that's why. What's wrong with this room exactly? I like it. I still like that, though. Gina looks very pensive over there. Thinking that's all. Okay, she was still sort of highlighted, so I was wondering why she didn't get ticked off, I guess. Not angry, but, you know, with a tick like that. Alright. Alright, let's have a talk. Iris, I suppose you're hoping to talk about the manuscript, aren't you? Aren't you going to tell me? I'm so sorry. I need a little more time, please. Alright, I understand. I hope I haven't made you feel awkward. Oh no, not at all, Iris. Not at all. I don't know what this is about, really, but the story you made up, is it, Iris? This, mantle script or whatever you call it? It's not exactly a story that I made up. It's something I've read in Daddy's diaries. Daddy's? That's right. I don't suppose I've mentioned it to you before, Guinea, but my daddy was Hurley's assistant once. His partner. Yeah? They solved all sorts of strange and mysterious cases together. Is that right, mister? Apparently so. I was as surprised as you are, though. And Daddy wrote all the details of every single case down, you see, in his diaries. So, I study them and write my stories based on what actually happened. So, where's your old man now, then? He had to go away on urgent business to a faraway land. And he'll be gone a very long time. So, I've never really met him. Oh, right. Come to think of it, I don't know anything about Gina's parents either. Perhaps we should ask her. I'll ask her in a bit, I guess. Iris, this, Hound of the Baskervilles story. I take it that it's another tale inspired by your father's accounts? That's right. I thought it was fascinating. But it's different somehow. From the other cases, I mean. Oh? How? I don't really know. But it must be special in some way. Because after I'd written it and showed the manuscript to Hurley, he turned as white as a sheet. It's the first time I'd ever seen him like that. It pains me to have to say this after you've toiled over it for so long, Iris, but this story must not be published at this time, under any circumstances. But why not? It's one of my best works. I'm not at liberty to say. Not now. So please do not ask me. Alright then. I won't. But I do solemnly swear that I will explain everything one day, Iris. When the time is right. And that's how the manuscript came to be with Mr. Windybank, isn't it? Yes. Hurley said that it had to be somewhere very safe. That really gets my goat, if that does. He's treating you like a child. It's mean, that's what it is, keeping secrets like that. I'm sure Mr. Sholmes isn't trying to be mean. Eh? If he said that he wasn't at liberty to talk about it, I'm sure that there must have been a very good reason. I think so too. Oh, you lot are too trusting for your own good. But he can't pull the wool over my eyes. Sholmes is lying to Iris, I bet my life on it. What? Hurley's lying to me? Now, all I know about the Hound of the Baskervilles is that it's a very famous Sherlock Holmes novel. I'm not a Sherlock scholar by any means. I haven't read any of the Sherlock books, but the name is a very familiar one, at least. All right. I've realized that I don't know anything about your parents, Gina. I ain't got any, have I? Never did have. But, oh. Look, East End's full of orphans like me. No one wants nothing to do with us from the minute we're born. Not even our mums. we all stick together. Older ones look after little ones and make sure they get by. Oh, so that's why you're a pickpocket. Nah, diving's my life. I love it. I get a kick out of it every time I lift some pompous idiot's purse. That's how we all can afford to eat. I'm like Robin Hood, ain't I? That's how I see it. Oh, Gina. I do think about it sometimes. What it'd be like to have parents, I mean. Always thought it would make everything right. But I haven't listened to what Iris just said. Sounds like having parents ain't always easy either. Oh. I mean, if you know you never had them, you don't feel like you've always wanted to meet them. It's true. I do want to see Daddy so much. Oh, Iris. Gina? What did you mean when you said that you know Mr. Sholmes is lying to Iris? Well, he reckons he popped that mantle script or whatever, right? But come on, that's obviously a load of rubbish. Oh my. Why would you think that, Gina? It's simple. That story was really an old Windybank storeroom. There's no way someone from halfway around the world, in other words, you, would know about it. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, sold it. Without telling you. But Hurley would never do something like that. I'm sure of it. Ha! Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Bare-faced liars, a lot of them. You just ain't realized it yet. I'm telling you, that mantle script ain't at Windybanks. You'd soon see if you had a look. Even if you think you can trust him, I don't. That Sholmes is a liar like the rest of them. If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. See? Oh, I don't mean that I think he sold it. I mean that I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him. Don't be too hard on yourself, Iris. Oh my goodness, look at the time! Oh, come along, Guinea. We should go back downstairs. Yeah. Alright. And please, don't mention any of this to Hurley, will you? No, of course not. Good night then, Iris. Good night, Gina. Oh, you must let me make you breakfast. Make breakfast for you tomorrow morning. I insist. Oh, yes, please. I can't wait, Susie. Good night then. Iris. Sure is easy to forget, isn't it? Sometimes she speaks just like an adult. But deep down, she's still just a child. Oh, well, I think it's time that I turned in for the night too, Naruhodo-san. Dr. John H. Wilson, Iris's father, but also the name of the murdered visiting professor at Yume University. It can't be a mere coincidence. There's something deeper going on. We should tell her. We really should tell her. It might be heartbreaking, but she has a right to know. Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo! That voice. That's Mr. Sholmes. What's going on? It's the middle of the night. It's Miss Lestrade. She's gone. Gina? She was supposed to be sleeping in Iris's room, but her bed is empty. Oh no, she's gone to the pawnbroker and she's gone to go and find the manuscript. Or she's gone to. I wonder if she knows about the disc that we've got, the copy that we made. Well, she's an independent young woman who don't need no man. She probably decided to go home, no? I think not. From speaking to her before she retired, I received the distinct impression that she was looking forward to breakfasting with Miss Susato. No, I don't believe the girl has gone home. But I've been waiting for over an hour now. Over an hour? Oh. If you'll indulge me, look out of the window, my dear fellow. What's this about? Wait a minute. Why is there a light on at this time of night? That's Mr. Windybank's pawnbrokery. I mean, how did we look out the window to see that across the road if we're adjacent? Unless we sort of we're able to sort of stick our head out the window to sort of have a look around? Mr. Windybanks. Oh no. It's simple. If that old story was really in old Windybank's storeroom, there's no way someone from halfway around the world, in other words, you, would know about it. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. Could Gina have gone? It seems you have some knowledge of the situation, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? Oh, no, not really. Yes. Well, anyway, we must investigate. At once! Miss Susato! Alright, 16th of April, 1:14 a.m., Baker Street. The door to Windybanks. It's open. Please don't let Mr. Windybank be dead. And the lamp is burning. It must be Gina, mustn't it? Let us hope it's nothing more sinister. Let's hope Gina's still alive as well. I don't want Gina to die. I like her as well. What? Come, there's not a moment to lose. Although if I had to guess, and this is just my theory, based on narrative causality, what is going to happen is Mr. Windybank is dead, and Gina is going to be accused of killing him. There is a chance that it's that mystery guy, Eggs Benedict, who is dead in there. But yeah, we'll see. Clearly, something is afoot inside. There's no one here. Oh, yes. There is. There we go. Ah! Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes! What the? Has Sholmes been shot? Leave me, Mr. Naruhodo. But after them, go! Right. Blast. I've lost them. Hello, hello. What have we here? Alarm was just raised from this pawnbroker's, sir. You know something about that. Officer, come with me. It's my friend, Mr. Sholmes. He's been shot. Shot? With the policeman close behind me, I ran back to Windybanks.
Mr. Sholmes!
Mr. Narado!
How bad is it? Never mind me, but there's much at stake. Behind that door. In the storeroom. Hurry!
Where's the Bobby? Yeah, that's what I thought. Mm-hmm.
It's Gina!
I am a genius. Okay. Save the game here. Investigation part 3. Okay. Ah! I'll be alright, Mr. Naruhodo. After them, go! Behind that door. In the storeroom. Hurry! It's Gina! Don't worry, love. We'll protect you. From that moment, Windybanks Pawnbrokery became a crime scene. Everything that followed happened in a whirlwind of activity. It's going to be lucky that Sholmes set up that once every half-hour security camera. That's going to come in handy at some point. The arrival of the police, preliminary investigation of the scene, and the questioning. It was just before dawn, before I was allowed back to my lodgings at 221B Baker Street. 16th April, 6:21 a.m. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Oh, Iris! A telegram came, but all it said was, wait at home. Oh, yes, we asked one of the policemen to have it sent. It was simply impossible to come back. When I woke up, I was all alone. Hurley and Guinea were gone. Everyone was gone. What happened, Bruno? Poor Iris. She's trembling. She's obviously trying very hard to not let herself get too worried. I'll explain everything that I know. Something awful has happened, hasn't it? Yes. I'm afraid so. But in the meantime, let's look around the room. Only been here in London for about 2 months. Desk's looking a little messy already. Hurley's desk is far worse, you know. I'm sure if I try hard enough I can make my desk as messy as Mr. Sholmes's. I wonder. You don't think I can? Well, it takes a certain genius to reach that level of disorder, you know? Path to true mess is long and arduous, it seems. Okay, so we are getting new dialogue here. It's not just telling us, hey, talk to Iris. It's... What do you have to say about this shovel? That spade has been in here since we started renting the place. Bruno, that's not a spade, it's a shovel. Ah, you're a shoveler, are you? I had a feeling you'd pick me up on that. Oh no, a pick is something else entirely. Now I've dug myself into an even deeper hole. So I believe what you're looking for is actually a mattock. So this is the tea set that Miss Susato brought with her from Japan. So she hasn't noticed me slipping sugar and milk into my cup when she makes it. Just so bitter. Susie's lovely green tea has had quite an impact on Hurley, you know. He stopped putting milk and sugar in his coffee even. And Hurley is normally bitterly opposed to bitterness. It's spring at last and the weather is warmer now. But I love the smell of the fire and the steam rising from the kettle. Oh, how about some tea, Bruno? Thanks, Iris, but I'm alright for now. The green tea Susato-san makes from time to time and Iris's unique herbal infusions. This place is a paradise for a true tea lover. If you're sure, you know I always have plenty whenever you're feeling thirsty. Daluma. Ah, the Daluma doll I brought with me from home. Still with only one eye coloured in. Said I'd only colour the other eye when I won my first court case here in Britain, but... That's cruel, only letting it have one eye. Yes, but it's because I don't consider myself a good enough lawyer yet, you see. Once I become a fully fledged lawyer, Miss Susato will colour in the other eye for me. Well, in that case, why not colour in the other eye now? And then, every time you win a new case, give it an extra eye. You could never have too many eyes, you know? Call me crazy, but I'd never considered that. Okay. Anything else there? We're rather lucky to find that old aquarium left behind here. The prawns we put in there are doing rather well. And the anemones too. Apparently, tanks like those were very popular in London before I was born. Oh, you mean they're not anymore? I think people discovered it was too much effort to clean them out and change the water all the time. I can believe that. Prawns and anemones are fun. For a while. You know, I've never seen inside Miss Susato's room. I haven't so much as put my head around the door. Oh, Susie often invites me up. It's so much fun. Really? What's her room like? I can't tell you that. Oh. A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know? Where have I heard that before? Some things are the same the world over. Are we able to look at the telegram now? What if I... Am I able to look at this even without Susato here? Oh! She's gonna be with me from now on. Those are the scales of justice, aren't they? Yes, that's right. Mr. Sato says that they symbolize equality and fairness of judgment. But if it's the symbol used by defense lawyers, shouldn't it at least be leaning a little to the not guilty side? My thoughts exactly. Oh, I've seen letters like these before. They're called kanji, aren't they? So is this how you write your name in Japanese? Actually, no. That's not my name at all. Bruno, you know that stealing is wrong, don't you? First of all, I inherited this from my best friend on his death. Second of all, if anyone has stolen it, it's you! You just grabbed it from me! Is everything alright? You've got very quiet all of a sudden. It's a long story. Too long for now. We'll talk about it another time. I'm glad I looked at that. Yep, still boring. Okay. Okay, now, first things first, I'm going to save here just in case it deprives me of something by looking at it first. Because if we're allowed to look at this, it might possibly progress things. Oh, this looks like a telegram. It is, but you mustn't open it. Not under any circumstances. Alright, I won't. Now then, let's see. No, what did I just say? You mustn't open it. Don't worry, I won't. With this special concoction I've developed, I'll be able to see through the envelope without having to open it. No, that's not allowed either. Oh, but I'm sure it's something important. That's what I've been saying! This is probably very important. Little geniuses sure can be mischievous. Like, I feel like this would be able to answer a lot of questions for us. Alright, let's talk with you, Iris. Events at Windy Banks. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Iris, but Mr. Windybank is dead. He was shot. He discovered in the early hours of the morning. Oh. Yes, I had a feeling. You did? Well, I saw all of those police carriages pulling up outside his shop. So I knew something must have happened there. When we entered the Windy Banks in the small hours, we disturbed a gang of 2 thugs. They ran out onto the street and I chased after them, but they got away. So it was one of them who shot old Mr. Windybank, I suppose. I don't know, but that's not what the police believe at the moment. Oh, why not? They've arrested someone else as their prime suspect, you see. Gina. Ginny? But why? Well, the thing is... No, Ginny wouldn't do something like that. I know. None of us think she did it. Then why have they arrested her? I'm sorry, there was nothing I could do. We'll talk about that in a moment. So where's Hurley then? Is he still investigating the scene? He really ought to have some breakfast. It's not good for him to miss meals. I don't want you to worry, Iris, but I have some news about Mr. Sholmes too. He was taken to the hospital this morning. What? Well, when we entered Windy Banks, a gun was fired and he took a bullet. Hurley was shot? No. It's all right. His life isn't in danger. Really? Are you sure? Where is he? Which hospital? He's at St. Sinners. He's at St. Sinners. They're tending to him there. Hold on. Let me, I need to get a drink for that. Give me a second, okay? Alright, I'm back. Get situated. Cables out of my way. There we go. Saint Sinners. I like that. It's as good as yes sir, no sir. I must see him at once. I'm sorry, Iris, but can't. Why not? That's not fair. I'm a family member. I should be allowed. No, I mean, nobody can see him at the moment. He's not allowed any visitors. They're preparing to operate, you see. To operate? Oh, poor Hurley. It was the two thugs who were in Mr. Windybank's shop. They shot Mr. Sholmes when we disturbed them, you see. It was pitch black inside the shop at the time. My mind went totally blank, I'm afraid. I just froze. After them! Go! After that, I ran out into the street, but, well, they were long gone. I shouldn't have hesitated. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I let them get away. I think that's a very good thing. Sorry? Well, if you'd seen which way they went and chased after them, you might have been shot as well, Bruno. Mm-hmm. On top of everything else, I couldn't bear that. Oh, Iris. Where's Susie, Bruno? She's still at the police station. Oh, why? I expect she's still being questioned. The police said that they wouldn't be finished for a while. Why aren't you there then? Well, I didn't get a good look at the criminals anyway, so they weren't questioning me for long. And Miss Susato stayed behind at the scene to tend to Mr. Sholmes, so they didn't get started until later. Ah, I see. Besides, one of us had to come back to be with Iris. Glad Inspector Gregson agreed to me leaving early. You should have let me know, and I would have come to the station. And also, she's got that meeting with the Chief Justice. I don't understand why they arrested Ginny. It's not fair. What about the two thugs that were at the scene? Why aren't they the prime suspects? After all, they shot Hurley dead, didn't they? No, I mean, Mr. Sholmes isn't dead, Iris. People are always prematurely killing people off in this, it seems. Ah, this is all so horrible. The thing is, Mr. Windybank was found on the floor in the storeroom, where he keeps all the deposited articles. And the storeroom door was locked from the inside. Oh dear, it's another closed room mystery! I see. But he wasn't alone in there. Gina was found next to him on the floor as well. Oh no! And according to the detectives who investigated afterwards, don't tell me there was no one else in the room? Yes, exactly. How did you know? It's the only explanation. Yes, the only explanation indeed. What do you mean by that, Bruno? Well, what can I say? I'm damned if I agree, damned if I don't. I'm afraid I'll need to go out again now, Iris. There's not much I can do at the moment. But I can at least try to find out how Mr. Sholmes and Gina are getting on. I want to go too. Take me with you, Bruno. I can't stand just sitting around here waiting. Not sure how I feel about taking a 10-year-old child to the scene of a murder. But I don't want to leave her all alone here either. Alright then, Iris. Perhaps you can help me? Oh yes! I'd love to! Gina's at the prison, and Mr. Sholmes is probably in his hospital bed. And don't forget, we have to visit the crime scene. We need to conduct a thorough investigation. Ah, I can see that you're ready for action. Imagine Iris would appreciate going to the hospital sooner rather than later. Yeah, we'll go to the hospital first, I think. We've investigated all of this stuff. Okay. Have all this been updated now? Huge help. Yep. Author shot dead by an unknown assailant. Sorry, Pop. Defendant in this case and discovered at the scene alongside the victim. And Gregson, great lover of fish and chips. Okay. No. You want to move. New location has been added. I love attic rooms, don't you? They're so exciting. Always a bit quiet when Hurley's not around. Feels different to normal today for some reason. You know, I think a visit to this place could be a good idea. Okay. Haven't been to this place yet. Don't forget to take me with you when you go. Prison cell where Miss Gina Lestrade is being held pending trial. We need to do all we can to help her as quickly as possible. And the hospital where Mr. Sholmes was taken, having been shot. So yeah, we should nothing here, is there? Usual way. Notice it's always locked. Ah, well, that's because that box contains your most important things. Right. I hope Hurley gets well soon. I miss hearing his violin playing already. Oh, Iris, I'm sure he will. At his desk, completely clear. Hurley lives in an absolute mess all the time. He never notices when things go missing. Even Mr. Sholmes must have noticed that huge lump of metal is no longer there, surely. We'll have a quick look around. Yeah. They'll all sort of fall down. Yes, Hurley does tend to overload the shelves. That's one way of putting it. He wanted to look something up in one of those books the other day, you know? But it was so tightly crammed in, he gave up and went out to buy bread. Okay, I'm pretty sure we have read. We have seen most of these previously, when it was sort of being shown around initially. Even if our assistant is now Iris instead of Susato. Okay, so probably fine. Let's head out onto Baker Street. Two months since we took lodgings here. Still can't quite believe it. When Hurley comes back home, let's have a big party. That's a great idea. Sure it won't be long. Mr. Sholmes is very tough. Yes. Still a Scotland Yard carriage outside Windybanks. I never imagined we'd be investigating a case so close to home. Poor Iris. She's very upset by all this. I'm sorry. I was there. I should have done more. Well, none of this is your fault, Bruno. So please, don't apologize. But it's the criminals who are to blame for all this. So let's investigate and work out how to catch them. Yes, you're right. Okay. I'm guessing we probably can't go in there. Will we be ejected from going in here? April, Windybanks, Pawnbrokery. Oh, this is where it happened then? Last night. That's right. The two thugs I told you about were obviously ransacking the place looking for valuables. But apart from the policeman in here, you wouldn't know anything had happened. There's no sign of a disturbance. Down the bottom there. No, you're right about that, actually. In fact, if anyone, it's the police who seem to be the ones doing the ransacking. I know what you mean. Like a gang of organized criminals all dressed in black. Oi! I heard that! Oh, Inspector. Good morning. I suppose I ought to thank you for your vigilance last night. We, got to the scene before it was disturbed, at least. Shame you let the two rogues get away, mind? Yes, I'm, sorry about that. I thought you'd assigned extra men to the beat around here, Gregsy. Now look what's happened. Hurley's been injured because there weren't enough police on duty. Ah! Your ladyship! No one told me you were coming. I expect you to take full responsibility for what happened to Hurley and see that he has the very best medical care. Of course, your ladyship. The very best doctors in the capital are attending to him as we speak. And I don't think it's Runer's fault that the rogues managed to get away, is it? Chasing criminals is the police's job. Remember, Iris keeps on paying Gregson here a fair bit of money for all these sort of like appearances that he makes in the book, the books that she writes, and also for information on the cases. So there's a reason why he stays on her good side. Absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, ma'am. As you say. The jet in black is totally blameless. Everyone's in agreement about that. Would you believe it? He's like a completely different person with Iris. Talk about a personality change. Oh, where are we? Where manners? Are you thirsty, your ladyship? Perhaps you'd like some juice? Some nice, refreshing fruit juice? Oh, why? Are you thirsty, Gregsy? I have some of my special herbal tea with me if you'd like some. Oh. Ah, lovely. Thank you very much. That really hit the spot, your ladyship. I don't even recognize him like this. We should probably go check on Holmes first, shouldn't we? We'll go do that. I'm sorry. St. Sinner's Hospital, doesn't... I thought we said the very best care. I'm gonna cut your pay, Gregson. Hurley! Oh! He's not here. Oh no, that's strange. The nurse definitely said he was in the bed by the window, didn't she? He's probably examining something in the room, isn't he? Oh, I know what's probably happened. Hurley was being a big baby, and the bullet wound wasn't that bad after all, so he's been sent home. I'm not so sure about that. Baby or not, there's no question that it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Sholmes suffered. Oh. Hello. What have we here? Oh, this ward is off limits. No visiting. So, what are you doing in here, eh? Well, I'll have you know, we're Hurley's next of kin. Eh? Oh, well, I beg your pardon then, ma'am. Sir? A little lady and a curious Eastern gentleman. The great mystery solver has a mysterious family, eh? If that's how you see us, sure. Where is he, Constable? Where's Hurley? I believe he's currently in the operating theatre, ma'am. Undergoing an extensive operation. Extensive? It has been several hours since he went in. Oh dear. Is he going to be alright? Well, it doesn't appear to be working, you see. The anesthetic, that is. Oh. I have heard a report that the gentleman claims he may have had a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is. Anyway, I think it would be fair to assume that he won't be back here for several hours yet. I see. Thank you, Constable. Perhaps we should leave and come back later. Oh, poor Hurley. There's a notice board on the wall here, look. Let's see, what does it say? Thought of the day. On seeing any vermin, calmly and discreetly inform matron. Oh yes, they have rats and mice in hospitals like this that love to feast on all the medicine. If you don't deal with them, there's nothing left to treat the patients. Rats and mice? Oh, I see. This is a rather old building, I suppose. But the doctors and nurses are all very good, I hear. I certainly hope so, for Mr. Sholmes' sake. I hope they're not climbing into bed with him to chew on his toes. This must be Mr. Sholmes' bed. Oh, poor Hurley. I know. It's as stiff as a board, doesn't it? Oh, I don't think that will bother him. No? I often find him asleep face down on the floor, completely dead to the world. I think I'd call the police if I discovered someone like that. And check to see if they're alive. I think they call that an overdose. Okay. Anything else here? Another bed. Crutches. What these are? Do you have any idea, Iris? Oh! Haven't you ever seen crutches before? Let me explain. They're for people with leg injuries, to help them walk. You hold one under each arm, you see? Ah, right. I thought they were weapons of some sort. Why would there be weapons at a hospital? Thought maybe a fighter had been injured in a battle contest and been brought here along with his weapons. That's surprisingly plausible. Okay. Well, Sholmes isn't here yet. This hospital feels positively ancient. Hope Hurley's in good hands. Yet currently in surgery, can't visit. And we need to talk with poor old Gina. Cell 13. Hello, Gina. They let you keep that? Oh! You still have the grenade launcher Hurley and I made! I wish she wouldn't point it at me all the time, though. What are you here for? Gina, Ginny, I have a feeling it's because of us you've ended up in trouble. So we were thinking we might be able to help you. Well, you can't! Sorry? You heard? Get lost! Oh, don't be like that, Ginny. I know you didn't do it. You'd never shoot someone. I just know you wouldn't. You think you know me? Pull the other one. Oh. You ain't got the first idea about the likes of me. I'm a thief. I pinch people's purses when they're walking down the street. That's how I get by. If I saw me chance, I'd sneak into a pawn shop any day of the week. Just to see what I could lay me hands on. Get it? That's the kind of person I am. But Ginny... I'll be in court tomorrow, they said. Some cove came by before and said it'd be a lawyer for me or the like. Said it was my right or something. I told him to get stuffed. I don't need no lawyer. I don't need one. I don't need no one. She couldn't be staring at me any more obviously if she tried. Why are you being like this, Skinny? Would you have a look at, That's strange. Where's my armband gone? You stole it again. Yeah, we've covered that one. Okay. Let's have a talk with her about legal representation. I don't understand, Gina. Why did you send the public defender away? He wanted me to sign some papers. Oh, representation papers or something like that. It's all going to be rigged anyway. Whole trial. Well, pin it on me because I'm a kid. That's what grown-ups always do. Why do you think that? Well, that's how it's always been for me. Growing up in the back slums. Your life. If you do what the grown-ups tell you, you'll get your mates dragged off by the coppers. Or worse. I've had it happen to me before and all. Been sold out and nearly snaffled on the back of it. Can't trust no one. That's the point. Soon as you do, on the grass. Dead. Gina, listen. If you like, in tomorrow's trial I could... Forget it! Ginny, don't you trust Bruno? Nah, I don't. Look, I'll ask you nicely now. Just leave me alone. What happened? Will you tell us what happened at least, Gina? Last night at the pawnbroker's. Nothing to tell. I figured you'd pay me, so I broke into the place and started going through the storeroom. An old bloke walked in on me and, well, you know the rest. But why, Ginny? Why would you do that? Ain't it obvious? Place full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. Diving ain't easy, you know. A lot of work. And after time you don't even get nothing. Is that really why you broke into the place? What? Are you sure the true reason wasn't something else? Oh, give it a rest. What would be the point anyway, eh? Nothing I could say could make a blind bit of difference. But please tell us, Ginny. We'll believe you, whatever it is. Believe me? Don't be daft. Can't believe nothing. Everyone lies all the time. And you know what? When it comes to liars, I'm the biggest of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies, I have. What do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies? What did you mean before, Gina, when you said you were the biggest liar of the lot? Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you've told are? Maybe we can help. Sorry. We're out of time. You're gonna want to question me now. Ginny, please. Oh, yeah. Wanted to give you this. Something to remember me by. Kitty! Photographic print of a really adorable cat. I found it in one of the pockets of this coat. Ain't no point in me having it. I wonder what a little photograph like that was doing in the pocket of that overcoat. Anyway, don't bother coming again. Bye. Oh, Ginny. The white cat photo. Okay. Photo depicting a sweet little white cat obtained from Gina while interviewing her in her prison cell. Gonna have a closer look at that, certainly. This is an adorable little cat. I think it looks a little like Wagahai. I always thought that cats like to curl up inside under the heated kotatsu blanket when it snowed. Maybe British cats are different. Look on the back of this print here. There's something written on it. 13th February, 9 p.m. Article deposited. Loan amount paid 10 shillings. Redemption deadline 30. What's happening here? Was I accidentally holding something down or something? This photographic print is a redemption ticket? 13th February? That would be significant. It was just 2 days before the murder on the omnibus, wasn't it? A small box. That doesn't tell us much about it, does it? Bruno, if Mr. McGilded still had the ticket, then presumably he never redeemed the article. So do you think the box might still be pressed somewhere in the shop? Ah, yes! If it's something McGilded deposited, we need to investigate. Okay. Redemption ticket issued from the pawnbrokery owned by the victim, Mr. Windybank, in the form of some handwritten notes on the back of the photograph. Just review that again. Mr. Windybank appears to have used the back of this photograph to write out a redemption ticket. He's written it very neatly, but still, perhaps he ran out of paper, so had to use anything he had to hand. Okay. Hard to know what's the front and what's the reverse side now. Okay. Here, Gina, look at this. No, Tar. I wasn't saying you could have it. Oh, weren't ya? Well, when someone says I can't have stuff, it makes me want it, see? So, you better hand it over now. No, I'm not giving it to you. You just gave it to me. Alright. So let's head over here. And Inspector Gregson, could you give your opinion about this, do you think? Oh, then share, Sunshine. Not with the general public. Oh, in that case, Gregsy, how about some herbal tea? Look. Ah, oh, lovely. Tar very much. Oh, that really hit the spot, your ladyship. You don't mind sharing that, then? I want to be careful here. So we'll save here. And we'll show this. No, he's not interested. Okay. Let's have a chat, Gregson. How's the investigation coming along? So, how is the investigation going, Inspector? Oh, nothing to it, really. A very simple case, this, as some very definitive evidence. We're just about to charge that diver we arrested last night, in fact. Gina, you're going to charge her? That's right. Should be able to bring her before the judge at the Bailey tomorrow. Definitive evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me. Oh, your ladyship, as much as I wish to, I could oblige you, I'm afraid. Ah, I see. You've already captured the pair of thugs who broke in here last night, have you? What? And you're going to put them on the stand as witnesses, are you? How could you? Ow! How could you possibly know that? I had a feeling, that's all. Remind me never to try to keep a secret from Iris. So you've arrested the two men who shot Mr. Sholmes, have you? Well, yes. I were rounded up pretty quickly by the lads on the beat. And Miss Lestrade is being held at the prison? She should be. That's assuming she hasn't lifted the key from the jailer, of course. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Sholmes? What's his condition? Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. Scotland Yard matters are strictly confidential. Well, I know he's being operated on at St. Synod's. Why can't I see him? I'm his family, you know? I'm terribly sorry, your ladyship. It's a hospital's policy. No visiting at all. Oh, the bullet must have hit an artery in his midriff. He's lost a fair bit of blood. Really? And they still haven't fixed that? If it were an artery, he would have bled out, like, pretty damn fast. Maybe it was just a nick or something, I don't know. He didn't seem too bad in the first hour or so, but hemorrhage like that is enough to make even the one and only Sholmes pipe down. Mr. Sholmes is a human like the rest of us, you know. Well, anyway, he's having emergency surgery right now. I've got to stop that bleeding. But he will be alright, won't he? That'll be able to make him better? Oh, of course, your ladyship. It'll be right as rain before you know it. Oh, really? How do you know? Yeah? How do I know? Well, because... Oh, of course. Yes, because, Mr. Sholmes is such a great detective. That's why. We'd, better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again. Oh, dear. Please don't die, Hurley. I'll report to your ladyship the moment I hear that he's out of the operating theatre. Tell us more about her ladyship. I couldn't help noticing, Inspector. What? Out with it, sunshine. Well, there seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris. Oh, what's your source, Sonny? I'm a copper. We don't go in for favoritism. Oh, he's right. You do treat us differently. Because of those adventures of Herlock Sholmes stories, that's why. Oh. I crop up in them, don't I? Inspector Tobias Gregson. Oh, well, yes. Because you're an acquaintance of Hurley's. What did you write about the Inspector, Iris? I don't remember, really. It was one of Sholmes's lines. Gregson is the smartest of the Scotland Yarders, is how he put it. Oh, did I write that? And you know what that one line did for me, eh? Very next month, my pay doubled. Doubled, I tell you. Oh, that's amazing. All because everyone at the Yard reads them. They read all the Herlock Sholmes stories. They've even set up a fan club for me. Oh, of course. That explains everything. It was around that time that you became such a toady to me. Oh, when you blame me, all it'll take is one bad word from you and Sholmes could change his tune about me. Gregson? No, the great detective will say. Well, he's getting quite overrated these days. Think what would happen to me salary if that came out in print, eh? The whole thing gives me the willies. I can't tell you how many nights of sleep I've lost through worrying about it. never happen, Gregsy? Every month, when the new Rants magazine comes out, my hands are trembling as I turn the pages. Oh, how awful for you. Oh, here. Have some of my tea to settle your nerves. Glug, 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 glug. Oh, lovely. Not very much. That really hit the spot, your ladyship. Teetotal. Teetotal. Oh, yeah, there's something I was supposed to talk to you about, actually, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, what is it? I've, got an important message for you. I ain't forgot about it until now. An important message? I wonder what it could be. Are you going to tell me what this important message is then, Inspector? Yeah, it's, about that young lady who's normally by your side, like your assistant. Oh, dear Susie. Is she alright? She's, at the station, she's at the station, isn't she? Being questioned, I believe. Nope, not anymore. She had to head off. Head off? Where? See you, Kuro. To Lord Strongheart's office, of course. He summoned her. Ah, yes, of course, I'd forgotten about that. One of the whipstocks took her, and they're in a yard carriage after we'd finished questioning her. But she asked us to tell you that she didn't have the fare for the return journey and to go and meet her there. He's got a nerve, using Scotland Yard as a bloomin' messaging service. I see. Well, thank you for passing that on, Inspector. Why did Susie have to go see the Lord Chief Justice? She didn't tell me. I'd better head over to the Lord Chief Justice's office to fetch her straight away. Okay. Let's, go examine a little bit, shall we? This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before we came in here. Shh, keep it down. Oh, sorry. There's a major clue just here. Really? Then we must tell Gregsy at once. But as soon as I report it, I'll be stuck here even longer. Stuck here? What do you mean? I haven't been home in 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over me shift. They really have a tough time, the British police. That doesn't stop us investigating though, does it? No, I suppose not. Fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. Indeed. Alright then, let's see what we can uncover. Oi, what do you think you're doing, Sunshine? Can't touch anything in here. Oh, but we were hoping to investigate. This is a crime scene, for Pete's sake. No touching. What's the problem, Gregsy? Bruno's a lawyer, you know that. Oh, I'm ever so sorry, your ladyship, ever so sorry. The rules and regulations are a thorn in my side. Of course, if Mr. Naruhodo was to have been properly appointed by the accused, that'd be another matter. The accused? If you could show me some representation papers, I'd be only too happy to let you nose around. Oh, did you hear that, Bruno? You need Ginny to sign some representation papers. Looks like presenting the detective here with the correct paperwork is the only way. I like the way he bobs around like that. That's it's funny. Okay. Sadly, we can't investigate, but we can talk with the bobbies. Police are scouring every inch of this place by the look of it. Instructions from the yard are to examine every article in the shop, every ledger and book on accounts. Every article? But that's a ridiculous amount of work, surely. We've been hard at it ever since the shop was declared a crime scene in the early hours. sifting through it all in shifts at least, but still. We'll be working through the night, that's for sure. Even then, we'll barely have scratched the surface. A crime in a pawnbroker's. Must be every policeman's worst nightmare. It's every copper's worst nightmare, you know. Crime in a pawnbroker's. Oh boy. Okay, well I guess we can't sort of investigate here, unfortunately. New location has been added. Yeah, we gotta go meet Susie at the Lord Chief Justice's office in the most steampunk place here. However, I think that would be a good time to end the stream for the night. We're getting close to midnight after all, and we do have a stream tomorrow. So we'll be doing that then, I think. We'll conclude things there, and hopefully everyone enjoyed that. I know I certainly did. That was quite entertaining. I'm quite looking forward to seeing where this case is going. It was nice sort of seeing more of Gina, and it's nice to be working with Iris too. I like Gina and Iris a lot, so hopefully we'll be able to sort of help her out. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to be playing some more Library of Ruina, and the next day as well. That's going to be at 1 PM, so hopefully people enjoy that. And on Thursday, I still haven't decided yet. I'm thinking it'll probably be Great Ace, if only for a sense of balance, but we'll see. Well, we'll see. And Friday I'll be having a day off. So we're going to be raiding Old Man Craven tonight, who is playing Dangus Dungeon, because that's always a fun game to watch. And Old Man Craven's a cool guy. So we'll pop in and say hello to him, I think. Thank you very much, as always, and I hope to see you all next time, okay? See ya!